All right, guys, I want to share with you a channeled message that I journaled the other day. I believe it is relevant to the 1212 portal coming up tomorrow. So I thought I'd share it with you. And pull some cards and also read a passage from my book that I'm reading in regards to the next law, the law of choice, I believe. We'll pull some tarot and I'll end you with a wisdom oracle. All right, so, and the crazy thing is, as I wrote this message, I wrote it on the 10th. So, what was that, yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. And, but I wrote it at 12:12. So, anyway, I thought that was interesting, especially since it correlates to the 1212 portal. I didn't know that at the time. All right, so I woke up this morning to snow, the fifth snow of the season. Five is about conflict and change, but it felt like less conflict and more like change, because it felt like a peaceful, quiet. It was like the snowflakes were really fluffy and it was just really silent. Um, the soft snowflakes were swirling, or appeared to be swirling, going up and down and around as if being shaken within a snow globe. I pondered for a while, attributing it to the wind, attributing the effect to the wind. But then I realized there wasn't really a breeze. And then just as I thought that, the wind picked up as if nature was responding to my very thought. The wind picked up and the tree began to shake and shimmy as if dancing with life itself. It was like an applause or silent celebration at my observation. What I perceived in this moment is that there is a change in the wind, a purification and movement being stirred by spirit. So that was the message. But when I looked at the symbolism and the relevance to it, so spiritually, snow, it represents purification, stillness made visible, clarity. And then wind, of course, is air, spirit, communication, unseen forces moving. Um, so, what this can reflect, observing this, is a spiritual cleanse, a shift in aura and environment, a message of things being arranged. And then the snow globe archetype, that in itself is significant and represents entering a new reality, transition. At first I wrote transmission, but what I meant to write was transition. So um, it's all relevant. So in transmission, that's, receiving codes, receiving downloads, which, the 1212 portal is about. It's about activations and releasing. So, and we'll get into that more in a bit, but so transmission is important because it is receiving information, receiving downloads, and then transition between worlds. So a change in frequency, a change in from one dynamic to the next. Also pausing, like a pause to reflect and let the energy fall where it may. It's like if you can imagine a snow globe being shaken up and all the snow, the flakes or whatever falling down, or first being in a swirl and then reflecting on that and then just letting it fall where it may. It's like changing scenes. It's purification of the energetic stage, if you will. So I thought that was really significant. Um, it's like I wrote down, it's like the universe's way of saying everything is rearranging, let the pieces fall where it need to. This matters because nature mirrors nature mirrors our inner world. So what's perceived, that's how you pay attention to your intuition. That's how you're able to strengthen your intuition, by paying attention to images and symbolisms and synchronicities and things that happen around you, and recognizing that that's how your intuition works. That's how spirit communicates as well, is through intuition and images and symbols and visions. So, and how you perceive things, what you perceive, is a representation of your inner world reflected outward. So, I also wrote down, old patterns are being disrupted so a new energetic structure can settle into place. A spiritual clearing is happening around and within. So this is important too, that old patterns, and that that right there reminded me of, I don't know if you watched my last video, but I mentioned watching the K-pop Demon Hunters movie. And if you haven't seen it, I strongly suggest going and watching it. It's worth a watch. It's only like an hour and a half or something like that. But and I listened again to the song today. Free, free. I can't sing it, but that's how it goes. It's so catchy. I love it. But and listened to I looked up the lyrics too, and it's just, it hits. But anyway, in that animation, they use physical representations of patterns of they associated these patterns though with these demons, and it was a physical representation, a manifestation on their skin of these patterns. And what's relevant to me, this reminds me of that, because this 1212 portal happening tomorrow, it has a whole lot to do with um, releasing negative patterns. And in order to, so what does that mean? Negative patterns? Well, feelings of lack, smallness, like the Five of Pentacles. Where are you keeping yourself small? Sag is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is a planet of expansion and growth. And Sag is fire, so it's about burning away um, the old shedding of the skin. You're the snake, and also a year 9, which is about completion. So ending. This is an actual year of endings, and so clearing the way for next year, 2026, coming quick. We're already in the energy of it, really, which is a year 10. Numerologically, it's one, and most people are calling it like year 1, but it's really 10, because that zero in this case is relevant, because if you think of zero being like the cosmic womb, the infinite possibilities and creation, co-creation with source, and really getting clear and creating what you want, consciously creating your reality. And of course, 1 is about new beginnings. And so um, in this case, it really is, we're stepping into year 10, and it is year of the fire horse. We're coming out of the year of the snake. So, year of the fire horse, I think of the Knight of Wands in tarot, where it's momentum and creation, and having that energy, that spark and momentum in order to co-create and create. Where this year has been more of a yin type energy. It was really dark. And when you think about it, we last month we went to the depths with Venus and Scorpio. We went to the depths and transformed there. I mean, I know I've been dealing with a lot of heavy things and transmuting a lot of um, subconscious materials buried within me, and healing that. um, feelings of lack and insecurities and everything, everything. So um, allowing those things, allowing those things buried in within the subconscious to come up, to bubble up in order to transmute it and deal with it. So this energy tomorrow of the 1212 portal, and another thing with the 1212 portal, the energy of it, we've already been in it like for the last 3 or 4 days, and then expect for the energy of that portal to linger for the next 4 days after. So it's a little bit longer than some of the other portals. And really using that the support of that energy to release some of these negative, outdated patterns and programs that you have within, um, and really transform it. It's a conscious effort. It's something that you need to be consciously aware of and not expect it to just happen naturally. So, you're still going to want to, these energies are there to support, but you still want to consciously do your part in recognizing what are these patterns, what are the patterns that I want to transform, what's holding me back, what am I um, where am I self-sabotaging that seven of swords type energy, 5 of swords type energy, where am I wearing a mask? Really figuring out where you could pull back the layers and just get truer to your higher self and your true nature, your true essence as a soul. So also you're paying attention to that inner critic. Where are you shaming yourself? It's really not about recognizing um, these areas, these negative attributes and areas within yourself is really not about shaming yourself. It's about transmuting it. It's about um, integrating it and recognizing and seeing where you need to make changes, and not just shaming yourself and accepting, oh, this is who I am. No, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to say, I see this within myself. And that's what I like about that movie too, K-pop Demon Hunters. It's really, it really shows people, it's really teaching people how to integrate your shadow, not demonize yourself or be controlled by your demons, out of fear, and but integrating those shadow aspects, those negative attributes and um, programming, really, and integrating it and transforming it. So this is really an opportunity to do that. Where are you holding yourself back due to fear of failure, or um, being seen, or you know um, being heard, even, all of these things? That's an opportunity to take a look within and recognize, okay, what are some things I want to transform and release about myself, to step into a higher octave of myself, a higher version of myself, moving forward into the next year. All right, so again, if you haven't seen that movie, check it out. So really, this 1212 portal is about um, transmutation, which is perfect too, because if you think about temperance in the tarot, it's related to Sag, and it's about alchemy, inner alchemy, and transmuting, and also balancing out, your masculine and feminine energies, and also your that fire and water. It's temperance. So a good thing to do to help you in in working with this energy is journaling. um, Journaling is going to be a really good idea, using fire, since it's a fire sign. um, Journal out, write down some things you want to transmute or change, and then burn it. Use that fire to as a physical representation of what you want to transmute internally. Um, Also, it's um, a time for movement. You know, usually it's about stillness and nurturing yourself, and you know, taking it easy, the Four of Swords type energy, Hermit type energy. But really, this is about movement. Movement activates these codes that are coming in. So, um, again, think Knight of Wands. You want to be moving. Get outside, even if it's cold. Here, it's like I said, it snowed and it's really cold, but feel that, feel nature and really get connected with nature and attuned and present, so that you can listen to your body and sweat. The more you can sweat too, if you can get get moving to where you're actually sweating and releasing. Also, drink warm fluids, tea, um, uh, hot drinks that are gonna get that fire in your belly. Um, I listen to, I don't know if you've heard of This is Maria. This, if you're not familiar, um, this Maria has a good video out right now about the 1212 portal, and she talks about um, eating, eating and drinking things that are anti-parasitic, like ginger, cloves, star anise, cinnamon, cardamom. Um, what else did she write? Garlic, onion, soups, um, horseradish, turmeric. Um, I've been doing something where I've been drinking bone broth and mixing it with turmeric and lemon. Also, a good one is hot water with chia seeds and lemon. I've been eating cloves, like whole cloves, a couple. It's really good for your uh, it's really good antioxidants as well. It's good for your immune system. So all of these things. Also, ginger water. Make ginger tea. Um, but think warm, hot, comforting things for the belly. And then for movement, you know, dance. Try to get into like that's what I like to do if I because I'm not running. I'm not running nowhere. I'm not fooling nobody. I mean, that may change, but I'll walk. But um, I like to dance, so I'll move, put on some music, and move my body, and just really get into a rhythmic state. That's a good way to get yourself in a receptive state of receiving activations and codes. Um, if you do sports, maybe do something like that. Um, but something that'll get your heart rate up, something cardio. What else? Using fire, and then also it's a color of black. Wear black or white or both, black and white. It's about um, yin and yang. It's balance. It's negative and positive, and integrating the shadow and transmutation. So think yin and yang and black and white. So wear black and white for colors, or black or white. This Maria also mentions that. So, and I like to do my own meditations, and then also listen to what other people who are experienced are doing as well. Other people who I trust and listen to, and then share that with you guys so that you have that information as well. And take what resonates, you know, take what works for you, and then also maybe incorporate whatever else works for you. Um, let's see what else. But also remember to celebrate yourself too. Celebrate where you've come, how far you've come, um, what what you've already looking back. It's a good time to reflect. Sometimes we're so immersed in our everyday lives and don't really slow down and appreciate ourselves and how far we have come. In inner work, inner alchemy, it's not something, it's an internal thing, it's a private thing. So you don't expect any claps on the back or applause. It's something that's personal to yourself. But but that's all the more reason to recognize, to celebrate yourself and recognize how far you have come. Sometimes it's hard to see how far you've come without actually reflecting on it and recognizing you're not the same person you were a year ago. Heck, you're not even the same person you were yesterday. So recognize your growth and celebrate yourself, and um, make make plans for your future. It's again a year 10, so infinite possibilities and creation. I know I'm really excited to be coming out of this year and starting fresh and moving on. I've been making energetic space. I've been releasing and sacrificing, and I'm just really excited to create. I'm feeling the fire. I'm feeling creative. So I'm really curious. I'm really curious to see what I'm able to do in 2026 and how far I can go and how far I can take it to become a better version of myself and really create the life that I want to see and live. So excited for that. What else? Recognize your successes and appreciate yourself. I don't know about y'all, but I'm done with the hard lessons. I mean, I'm sure there will be many, many more lessons. That's just part of life, learning lessons. But do they always have to be so damn hard? you know? So really learn your lessons. Look at some of the things that you've overcome and take stock so that you're not repeating the same lessons over and over and over again. Who wants to repeat the same lessons over and over and over again? I know I'm really so done with the hard lessons. So that's all I have for my channeled message and for the 1212 portal information. And again, that energy is going to be activated for up to 4 days after. We'll be in the energy of that. So with that, I'm going to read to you guys. Actually, before I read to you guys, I'm going to pull some tarot. I'm going to use my Destiny deck, which I just found out. I've had this deck for a while, and but I don't use it very often. But I pulled it out a couple of days ago, and I just realized it had two bonus cards in here. Goddesses, Goddess Ella and Goddess Joya. And they represent Life Path 9 and Life Path 22, which is cool because I'm a Life Path 9. So I thought that was really cool. I hadn't noticed that before. So anyway, I'm going to pull some cards for you guys, see if there's some guidance here. Thank you, Spirit. What guidance do we have for the collective, for their highest good of all? Let's see what comes out. Just a couple cards, maybe 3 if we can. Ooh. 8 of Swords, the Devil. Perfect. And Temperance at the bottom of the deck. That's perfect because, okay, well, first off, the Devil, you probably can't see this, and these cards are beautiful. But anyway, it's hard to see it, but the Devil is perfect. It has to do with temptation and enslavement and really, that's the whole point of alchemizing these things, these chains, releasing these chains that have been holding us back. And that's what the devil is. It's temptation, enslavement, entrapment, um, uh, limitations, obsessions, codependency, toxicity. So it's like, where can you release these things in order to become a better version of yourself? That's the whole point of the 1212. The energy of the 1212 portal is transmuting that energy. Temperance. That's so cool. Temperance showed up at the bottom of the deck. And the lovers, which is the opposite of the devil. So devil is 15 in tarot, which reduces to a 6, and the lovers in tarot is 6. And it has to do with, well, of course, yes, the lovers too, and decisions and choices. And it is about decisions, consciously deciding and choosing. We're constantly creating our reality based off of the choices that we make in any given moment. So it's really cool to see the lovers here too as well. And the lovers is like the healed version of the devil. And you can't see it in here, but in the traditional Rider Waite, in the devil depiction, you have the lovers chained to the devil. And then so in the lovers card, it's like the healed version of that without the chains. And it's also alchemy. It's that inner alchemy of masculine and feminine energies within, and manifest it without, when you're able to meet yourself in an external counterpart, a divine counterpart, so who's also in that healed state. So um that's great that we got the lovers, the devil, and temperance, which is cool too. We have 3 major arcana. So it's major transformation that's happening right now. Major energy coming in, and also being able to release. It's also the energy of 6. So 12, 12, 12, 12, it's 6, 6, but 24, it also reduces to 6. So 6 is the lovers, 6 is also 15, reduces to 6, so that's also the devil. And then 3 is about creation and abundance and manifestation. So that's really cool. Why did I say 3? What was 3? Why did I say 3? I don't know. It slipped my mind. But anyway, we also pulled the 8 of Swords. And the 8 of Swords is restrictions and being trapped, being mentally trapped. It's like being in a mental prison of your own making. Swords is all about the mental, the mind space, and 8 of Swords is mentally trapped. So again, it's freeing yourself. Where are you holding yourself in your own um, self-imposed prison, and really letting that go, releasing it. So that's our tarot. Maybe because I'm looking at the 3 of Pentacles, maybe that's why I said 3. I don't know. Why did I say 3? The 3 of Pentacles was like the next one on the deck, but I don't know. Anyway, that's our tarot. I'm gonna also pull, or I'm gonna read to you some of this from the book that I'm reading. It's a library book, The Laws of Spirit by Dan Millman. And coincidentally, or synchronistically, I read today The Law of Choices and Reclaiming Our Power, which I feel like is completely, totally relevant to this message. And, especially with the tarot that just came out and the lovers having to do with choices and decisions. So, the law of choices. We are both burdened and blessed by the great responsibility of free will, the power of choice. Our future is determined in large part by the choices we make now. We cannot always control our circumstances, but we can and do choose our response to whatever arises. I can speak and read. Reclaiming the power of choice, we find the courage to live fully in the world and not trapped in Eight of Swords energy, which really keeps you stuck in fear. And it's self imposed, really. So I wanted to share, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I wanted to read like a couple of important things, some things in here. The law of choices tells us that decisions are not made with words, but with actions. Like the soaring bird and the tiny spider, most of Earth's creatures have a narrow range of choices. They act through instinct and the call of their natures. But you have free will, the power of choice. Your life represents an exercise of this power, and your destiny is determined in large part by the choices you make now. If you sometimes resist or ignore higher wisdom in favor of immediate gratification, the consequences of your choices eventually guide you back toward alignment with the laws of spirit. One choice leads to a sunlit path, and another to hurdles and tests that instruct and strengthen you, so all things serve in their own ways. So that's interesting to me, because that's what I was just talking about, tired of learning the hard lessons. And really that's all it is. It's like, you know, you make choices, your path develops based off of the choices you make, and how you can tell if you're in alignment or if you're not in alignment, it manifests as what we see in front of us, what we see in our life, and how we're feeling. And it's like that has to do with the lessons that we need to learn. So it's like, okay, well, are you constantly running up against a brick wall and not listening to, okay, well, maybe turn around away from the brick wall, you know? Are you wanting freedom and wanting to be free, but trapped in a mental prison? So it's like these opposing forces appear, these oppositions appear in front of us as guides and lessons to redirect you back onto your path, or get you back into realignment. And that's really how you stay in the flow and in alignment to your path, your soul's purpose path. So really paying attention to that and recognizing that um, life gets hard when you're not in alignment. Um, that's not, you know, again, it mentions some circumstances are out of your control. And also, some things are created based off of past decisions, but you're constantly creating your reality in the present moment. So, what do you choose? And then, um, let's see, is there anything else from this chapter? Let's see. It's a library book, so I couldn't mark it like I wanted to. If this had been my book, I would have totally highlighted everything I wanted to share with you. But again, it's a library book, so. Just as some people have forgotten their power of choice, feel trapped. Uh, is that what I wanted to share? No, no, no. How about this one? The more you honor the law of choices, the more you'll live with clear intention, creating your life, and instead of wondering if you're on the right path or doing with the right person or doing the right job, you'll live each day by choice and to the fullest. So there was probably more in this chapter that I wanted to share, but again, I don't want to try to like read it, the whole thing, or try to find it. I think you get the point. It's about consciously choosing the life you want to create and actually walking that path. There's a section in that chapter where so the author, he's walking with a sage in the book, and she tells him to pick a path that they're going to go down, and there's like three different areas, and he's like, well, which path do I pick? She's like, well, pick whichever one you want. And he's thinking for a minute, like, which path? And he's like, okay, I choose that one. And she's like, okay, are you ever going to choose? And he's like, yeah, I choose that one. And they're just standing there, and then he finally gets it, like, oh, and then starts walking down that path. And so the point is, it's like, you can, it's not just about saying, it's about doing. So you could make a choice, but then it doesn't actually manifest until you actually do it. So, and she also mentions, you all paths ultimately lead to the same place, but some paths may be rocky, some may have a beautiful terrain, some may be sunlit, some may be um, filled with trees and or weeds, and you never know. But that's the thing, you don't get to know, you don't get to you have to walk it. The only way to know is to walk it. And again, all paths lead to the same place, but really the journey is what looks different. And how you navigate that terrain is ultimately the the journey, the lessons of your life and the journey. So um, enjoy the journey ultimately, and recognize lessons as not, punishment, but as um, lessons. Not. All right, so I'm going to pull one oracle for you, or whatever comes out, and see. And this is from our Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. So, and then I'll let you guys go. I'm knock on wood, 37 minutes in, and I haven't had to stop the video. What? Let me not jinx myself. Thank you, Spirit. What message can we leave the collective with? The Horse King. Not the Horse King. Not the Horse King when we're going into the year of the horse. Okay. Assistance, control. Number 42. Shut up. That's a 6. Spirit. All right. You see how synchronicities happen? There's no accidents. All right. 42. What's it say? What's it about? Assistance, control. When this shows up as your ally, the Horse King always comes. Yeah, I'll hold it on this side so I can hold it back. The Horse King always comes to lend you the power to go the distance, forging ahead whatever the weather. You will most certainly reach your perfect destination with this noble ally. He lets you know that some person or circumstances brought through synchronicity will certainly appear to help you with your endeavors. You aren't meant to go this part of the journey alone. This is also an important time to delegate authority to others so that they may assist you. Currently, you are magnetic to powerful people who are in a position to help make your dreams come true. The Horse King asks that you remain open to those who are sent to aid you. You can be assured that you will be lifted up and will hide or will ride high in victory. Challenger. So I guess if this would have come up in reverse, the Horse King wants to know why you think you could do everything by yourself. Keep control of everything around you is counterproductive and exhausting. You may lose an important opportunity if you insist on being stubborn. The Horse King is patient, however, and will wait for you to come to your senses and accept the help you need. You won't be able to reach your goal otherwise. Yet the Horse King says that all it takes is a decision to jump on his back, ask for help, and graciously allow yourself to be carried to your destination. Let go of control, and amazing things can happen for you. Yes, I love that. I love that. And also know that too, you're never alone. You always have guidance. You listen to your inner guidance, your intuition, your angels. So, whatever it is you ascribe to. All right, that's all I have for you, y'all. Enjoy this 1212 portal. I already set the intention that I hope this message find whoever it's meant to find. If anything resonated with you, please feel free to like and comment on how it resonated with you and share. It helps me, it helps the channel. Also, if you feel so inclined, come back. All right. Keep on rising, y'all. Bye.